and we just wanted to get your take. We brought you back because a lot of Laker fans were upset with Vanessa Hudgens. I'm not sure if you saw, but she was singing the national anthem in Phoenix for Game 5, and we're just going to do a couple of tweets real quick. Some Laker fans took up. That was a screenshot during Game 5. She actually wore a different wardrobe when she sang the national anthem, and then when they cut away to the celebrities in the crowd, this is what she was wearing. She was wearing a Suns jersey with an orange Ivy hat. I think it's Ivy Parker or something like that.
Or Ivy Bucket. That's a bucket hat, right? Or
yeah, it's a bucket hat. Yeah. We could go on to the next one. And then this is from our friend at Lake Show Ruben. Dear Vanessa Hudgens, you are a Suns fan now. No takebacks. We don't want to see you at Staples Center next season wearing a King James I'm assuming he meant jersey when we are the #1 seed. And then go on to the next one. Our friends at Under the Bus put "Go Sun," and this is from her Instagram post where the caption said "Go Sun." She didn't say Suns, just "Go Sun," as if she only is referring to the sun in the Milky Way galaxy. But I just want to get your take because, as the pettiest Laker fan, what do you think about Vanessa Hudgens wearing a Phoenix Suns jersey?
You know, I feel it feels really weird. First of all, because I thought it was just like not less than a season ago she was out to dinner with Kyle Kuzma. You know what I'm saying? Talking about go Lakers. So I don't know if it's like a guy thing or a relationship. Who's single on the Suns, because she switched up on us quick.
Oh, that's a good point. I forgot about the Kuz part.
Yeah, she wasn't dating Devin Booker, was she? At what point? I can't remember.
I don't know. I know I know supposedly. I hate that I even know about this stuff. But you just
I know, right? This is
like, I really don't care.
This is so
but
popular.
I swear, I think she was right that he was dating Kendall Jenner. I think that's the whole. Oh, yeah. That's the big thing. Like that might be why they're down. Too, actually.
Pause real quick. Sorry, real quick. It's funny you just said that because my sister asked me if I knew anything about the Britney Spears story, and I was like, I don't know anything about the conservatorship. And then she started trying to explain it to me. I'm like, yeah, I know that. I was like, yeah, I know, like, she's talking us about her sister. And I was like, one by one, as she was like, so you do know everything about the Britney Spears story? And I'm like, oh my God, I do. I'm like, why do I know all this about Britney Spears right now?
Yo, it's like forced down your throat these days through social media. Like, I mean, for the stuff that we do, like, specifically, like, we have to be engaged and know what's going on in the know, which like makes you retain a bunch of information, dates, things that happen that like really don't matter to you. But like, God forbid, I need to remember like a street name or like like a math equation. Forget about it. But I can tell you, I can tell you who's dating who.
Yeah.
I can tell you Adele was next to Rich Paul.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
Now,
are you ready to welcome Adele to the Lakers family?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of both Rich Paul and Adele, and I wish them nothing but the best.
No, absolutely, I can't wait for her to start singing the national anthem at Staples, which would be cool.
That would be
that would be fire, yo. Imagine that. That's like a mic drop moment right there. She's like, oh, I'm in the front row, but also I'm singing the national anthem. You're welcome.
Yeah. By the way, like, wouldn't it make sense if Adele sang the national anthem that night? I mean, like, have you ever seen like the B star go up in front of the crowd and sing the national anthem in front of the A star?
Only during Clipper games, yeah.
Oh dang!
Yo,
that's probably I love that. That's great. No, that's probably why. You know what I mean? She's so high up there. She's like, I don't give these vocals away for free.
What
She's like Ashley Tisdale and Vanessa Hudgens can fight for
What if she was like, I don't know, you should talk to my agent, and she just lip locks Rich Paul?
He's busy right now.
Exactly.
He's in the meeting right now. With Vanessa, okay. Here's the thing with Vanessa Hudgens. Like, I'm from the camp where, like, I don't really care because here's the thing. Like, yeah, she's from Salinas, California. I know that. But, like, if they paid you a grip load of money to get that finals national anthem up, then you're just probably going to say, go whoever. Like,
of course, the check cleared.
Oh, exactly. Like, out of respect. Like, the Lakers aren't in there anymore. I don't feel like, I don't know. I have some petty feelings towards them, but I've kind of let them go as it's gotten further on, which is like weird for me because I just kind of like feel bad because I don't think Chris Paul's going to win a championship. I think they're going to go home tonight, and I feel like this is his last chance to win. So I actually kind of felt a little bit bad. So I'm going to let them have, Vanessa Hudgens for the next week or so, or the next day or so.
Yeah, part of me is kind of, it's funny because like when the Suns beat us, I mean, let's face it, they're really good. At that time, yeah, we were injured, we were banged up, so like we could have had excuses, but they're clearly they were the better team and they beat us, and I took the L, not a problem. But then like, I was kind of like, all right, looks like they're just gonna go all the way. Now here we are, they're down, 2-3, Bucks are up. I'm kind of like, wow, the Suns are gonna win. That's hilarious.
Exactly.
Like all of a sudden I just like switched gears. I was like, oh, they're not gonna win. Chris Paul's not gonna win a ring. Even better, former Clipper and technically ex-Laker. Chris Paul's not gonna win a ring. I can take that.
And you're like, DeAndre Ayton's nothing. Like if Anthony Davis was healthy, they would have stopped him. And now you're like in the NBA Finals, you're like, DeAndre Ayton's pretty nice. He's pretty nice.
Yeah. It's like the second you got the high ground, you're like,
absolutely. That's why that's why I'm like so looking forward to your if it goes down tonight. I can't wait for your video tonight because I'm really looking forward to it. I will share that to the world.
You guys saw a video that I dropped today or last night about Devin Booker because I was, like I said, I was kind of like let it go, but then when I saw that they were about to lose, I'm like, you know what, I gotta take my shot. So I posted that video of like Devin Booker complaining about double team, and then it goes straight into the slow motion of like him being ripped during the double team by Drew Holiday, while the like music for Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah. It's the best.
I can see.
Yep.
I could see no matter who wins, the losers or the winners video will get shipped to Africa, like the shirts, like the championship shirts.
Oh, yeah.
You'll never see them. It'll be restricted only for a certain continent to like have them.
Yeah, that is actually a really good point. There's a lot of content that was like what if content, like the Marvel's What If.
Yeah.
They know it's about to come out that didn't get released. But I tell this to all like content creators, it's about preparation, like being prepared for every situation, so that when the situation happens, you make that content. Everyone's like, how did you know exactly what was going to happen? You got
to be ready. That's one thing. Like with us with comedy, content videos. Yeah, you just kind of. Every scenario, just be ready for everything and anything, and especially with basketball because you have so many different options that can happen, and that's why it's like I always give kudos to you because it's like exactly that you're ready, like you're just locked and loaded, and it just depends which file you have to upload at that point. So it's it's a lot of hard work, and I always appreciate people like you that put in that hard work and create original content.
Likewise, that's a mutual respect because I for me, comedy is something that's I really hold like high. I think that it's, I think that it's an art form. I think people don't look at it that way. A lot of times they try and look at people who are comedians as like the clowns and stuff, but I really think they're like, the philosophers and the people. My friend kind of instilled that in me that, they're kind of the philosophers and the arbiters and the people who they're kind of like, they heal you because it's like sometimes things are so terrible that you can only laugh about it. If you don't laugh about it, you'll cry. So I really appreciate what you guys do. It's not easy to get up on stage. It's not easy to get in front of a camera. So that's a mutual like appreciation and respect I have for both of you guys.
Oh, appreciate that. There's an old saying in comedy. They say life is easy, comedy is hard.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that a lot, actually.
Yeah, and we've had another comedian that's also a Laker fan on this show before, Nas. Opinions on the NBA. Like he's somebody that like we look up to and like we constantly retweet because we're like, damn, dude, Nas is funny. And it's just like I realize I can't imagine how many like are in your draft folder, but like there are so many things that are in my draft folder, and then like I can only imagine because of how many tweets he sends out a day, how many Nas has like in his draft folder in terms of like, okay, if the Lakers lose, this is what I'm gonna send out. If they win, here's what I'm gonna send out. Like it's just that type of day.
Man, or like Josiah, dude, King Josiah. Bro?
Oh yeah, King Josiah.
That guy, it's like he knows, he has the playbook of like, it's like NBA reaches out to him like, hey, this is what's gonna happen, and this will be the perfect meme. Like, there's no other way because he's just so genius. That's the only way I'll accept it is that like he's on the inside.
He's the Woj. He's the Woj of Laker tweets.
That is such a good. He really is.
I could totally see that.
Oh man, yeah, but you're right. There's probably like a whole graveyard of drafted tweets.
Graveyard.
Oh man, there's I will say I wasn't expecting the Brooklyn Nets to be eliminated, but every of my dream tweets that I wanted to get out that night actually did happen, and then most of them was like me going at Bulls got next guy.
Oh man.
Oh, he's the worst.
I know. I gotta ask this since you're still on the line with us. What is there any specific Twitter accounts that you're that get on your nerves? Because I know there's some of mine, like Bulls got next, that guy for sure.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Vivian story? The whole Vivian catfish story? I had her muted before like all that broke down, and I laughed because I forgot about it. And I laughed because I was like, oh yeah, I remember I muted her because her hot takes were like trash. Like they were so generic and boring, and like everyone was just thirsty for her. Turns out she was a catfish. So it was like, do you remember all that, or was that one of the accounts that was like I don't know? I guess it got on your nerves.
That one actually wasn't one of my. I was actually one of the people who got catfish. That's actually a funny story.
Whoa.
Yeah, like I mean, for me, I treat everybody like, you know, my whole thing is like treating everybody like a friend and stuff. So I mean, I treat the people that I've been in contact with a lot on Twitter and in general, and as friends, and I act in good faith. So when I found out that someone might be missing, you know, I started tweeting and shared everything. So I got tricked like everyone else. But I want to segue from that L to talk about the accounts that I dislike.
Yes.
It's not even necessarily one specific count, but I have a rule. I feel one of my mentors told me about acting in good faith, and like I said, I was saying that even with my jokes. I have a lot of tweets that I type up, and then I say, you know what? I'm not going to send that out because I think that's low-hanging fruit. And I don't like accounts that know that they're saying something that's incorrect or wrong. A lot of my humor is very petty and simple and very, like, there's a little bit of truth. And I think that's what humor in general, like, comedy is, like, fact, is really ingrained in fact with, or, like, even if it's, like, you know, something obliviated, it has a little bit of truth in it just to, like, strike a nerve, you know? And the ones that act in, like, not in good faith, where they say stuff that they know is not true just to get a reaction, accounts like that, I don't like them. So Bulls Got Next is one of those type of accounts. I try not to even respond to it. Yep. Like, of course, like, you know, and I'm as far as like the worst account general is probably Skip Bayless. Like, I think he's cancer to like basketball product. So
I will say about Bulls Got Next, every time the Nets lose or every time James Harden loses wherever he's at, I always make it a point to check out his page to see the excuse he came out with that night. And then I'll retweet, like I'll quote retweet it just to be like, gotcha, bitch. Like I'm like Dave Chappelle after he got Oprah pregnant. I'm like, gotcha, bitch.
Hello, Chappelle reference, which I saw that you guys had not seen the Space Jam movie. There's a Dave Chappelle quote in that from Granny.
Oh, really? What did Granny say?
She said, "Game blouses."
Ah! There are just so many references.
It blew my mind. I was like, "Yo, this is next level." I love the movie, by the way. Like,
really?
Sorry to go over. I enjoyed it. I think that it's one of those like pop culture movies, almost like the same way that they did Ready Player Next, where there's a lot of references. People try to like look at that as like, oh, it's the marketing. Yeah. Like a lot of those movies are like movies that everyone's already seen. Nobody needs Harry Potter or like you know, Game of Thrones marketed. Like everyone already knows what those are, and they've already, you know, made their impact. So I kind of like think that that's a lame way to look at it. It just reminded me of Ready Player One because there's all these references from like beloved Warner Brother properties that are all in this movie while you have this story that's going on. No, it's not going to win an Oscar. He's not going to win Best Actor or Best Film, but I thought it was a fun movie for children, and it was cool seeing all those references. That's my short review of the movie.
We got about 20 seconds left. Mark has one more question for you if you could answer it.
Well, it was just with that. So do you think that Space Jam 2 is going to be one that's going to be like a timeless movie, or is it just like a temporary kind of like in-the-moment movie?
Man, that's tough. I think anything with LeBron James is going to have some level of iconic like sustainability just because it's LeBron James. So I think yes, But do I think it's as iconic as the original? I do not.
Okay.
There we go. That's a solid question.
That is a solid question. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Follow him on Twitter at the Pettiest LA. We've been joined by the Pettiest Laker fan. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
If you guys can, please check out his video as soon as whoever loses the NBA Finals. And it's been again an honor to have you on.